All right, you're welcome back. You still there on top your View Pigeon on top TVC. We still get inside the house. David Adeoye Abodunrin will be international best-selling author and master strategist for inside fintech intelligence. Yes,
so I know say you don't work with central bank CEOs and other stakeholders where they involve inside this whole globalization and digitalization. So I just want make you help us highlight, Wetin fintech, Wetin be the emerging trend for fintech, Wetin fintech they all about, and how, in essence, we go narrow them down to say make we get safe space. We go ever get safe space. And I know say you get this something where they talk say people they spy on you online. So how true is it? Where they say even from your phone they spy from everywhere you spy. How true is that?
It's very true. But let me start from that. We are the most watched generation ever in the history of humanity. We are the most seen, the most watched, the most vulnerable. Today, there are cameras that see through walls. Look, the production guys on this set will confirm. There are cameras and they are commercial, not military anymore. They are deregulated for use in town.
This is scary.
There are microphones that you position here, and if there's somebody in the other room, you're not even near the wall. You're just here. And it will pick the conversations in the other room. And they are commercial, can be purchased off Amazon, eBay, or any of the Jumia guys. So we are the most watched, most heard, most seen generation. Most vulnerable, thank you. And that was by design. And I'm sorry to say this, some of the security agencies of the West decided to deregulate surveillance because countering terrorism all over the world and those kind of things was difficult. So they created the social media system with a view so that you will come and report yourself. You'll be tagging where you are, telling us where you are, and made it fashionable. And that's how we are
location
here today. Exactly. You're not put on your location, including where you don't want people to know. Google will be telling you after a month you went to places you don't want nobody to know you went to. So what's the point? We're the most watched. And please make no mistake, the walls are now non-existent. If people really want to find out, it's not difficult, they can find out about you. There's no hidden thing under heaven where it's just an illusion of a covering.
Very quickly, my biggest question for this whole issue of fintech be say, I understand say fintech gets in one role to play. They cover some of the lapses where maybe commercial institutions and banks don't cover. But Wetin be the biggest, because security is a big challenge. Security and transparency and compliance.
Yes.
Right? So how do we balance it? Maybe say we go allow fintech thrive to cater to the issues with them they cater to, but still able to meet compliance needs.
Let me say,
how do we arrive at that balance?
Let me say some good news and some bad news.
Okay.
The good news, one of the emerging trends, apart from all the security concerns, which are an emerging trend that we are being watched and all of that, the good thing is that fintech today is still very kind. In that he helps life to be easier. He makes payments easier. I mean, you got the new banks, the small guys. Everybody's using them because they use a debit and credit system that is compatible with the license there, which is microfinance in nature. I start by debit or giving you a credit in your account.
Facility.
Exactly.
And you know how to take it back without hassle.
Quickly.
Easy.
So because that is fast. But traditional banks, you have to deposit into the account. That simple thing that I get my money immediately makes them, everybody's using them. But there's a tier, they were not supposed to go beyond a certain level.
Right.
Now, they are taking on more than they were designed for. And this is the other B part of this particular trend. By the way, I wrote in the book, there is a chapter on the new laws of fintech and finance. One of them is that these fintech banks, now that's something different. I said there, not fintech. These fintech banks, in fact, they will swallow banking. That's the other trend. Fintechs will swallow banking. Consequence and layered upon that is that retailers will become more powerful. Meaning, if I go to ShopRite, and let's say my salary in a month is 2 million naira, and ShopRite says every time you spend, I'll give you 20% or 10% or 5%, whatever. Just give me 500,000 naira or whatever your grocery amount is. Let it be deposited, and every time you come with your card or whatever, you are debiting out of it. Why do I need to go to ATM? I'll be looking for ATM, and the bank will charge me, and then this will charge me. No. And I'm asking credits as I'm using it. So all retailers all over the world now are becoming small banks.
Wow.
So the definition of market is changing, and the role of the exchequer or the banker is changing. And all the guys who are laid on banking, insurance, all of those guys, we have to now come and arrange themselves around the retailer. There's a Walmart bank today. There's a Tesco bank. Those organizations, so it's going to happen in Africa too, where ShopRite will become the new bank, because it's easier for me to just deposit my money. What that means that ShopRite has capital.
The way they mention this name, the way they mention this name, the way they mention this name,
3 million here now.
I'd forgotten.
So that when you drink the ambassador.
I'm sorry. So the retailer, in quotes, we have capital that they can keep for a while and use that to turn over and do more business. So the banker, why should they go for loan?
Okay, so I get. Oh, sorry. I get
We're about to wrap up. So Abigail, ask your final question. Yes.
I want to ask one question, a 3-part question.
Very.
What will be the percentage of what will be the percentage where fintech they contribute to our economy if you get to rate them between 1 and 10? And what will be the future and survival of fintech?
Side by side.
Can it be properly regulated? Say you don't date there, you don't see how they go, and they see the danger where they front. Can it really?
You're a very brilliant person. Those questions are not easy to do within 30 seconds. now, let's start one by one. The first one, fintechs today. So there are different classifications. In total number of transactions, fintechs are beginning to net 50-50.
Wow.
Or even a little bit more than traditional
Only
banks.
fintech.
Only fintechs. Meaning that I would rather use these new guys who use phone number as account number rather than bank. How many times? We seated here now. How many times do we say the other traditional bank use traditional bank to collect money from anybody? You typically use these guys because the money is in your pocket quickly. You can quickly transfer back to the main account. That's number one. Very efficient. Number one. The second question, they can be regulated, but it's not going to be easy. The regulating team, and I know they are doing great consulting work. For example, CBN, they are getting people to help them think about it, but it's complex. They need to employ people who understand technology, not just regulation, and who will settle down and study the materials. It is deep, it is big, multi-layered and complex. They have to settle down all over the world. What's your third question?
The third one is, what will be the future and survival of fintech?
Fintech will swallow up
you mentioned that before.
all collectibles. This is the other part. Fintech will give people who are not bankers, retailers, for example, and the common man on the street the ability to, in quote, own their banks. That's the place everybody should go and study. Be your own bank. It's one of the quiet paradigms of fintechs. You have aggregated platforms. Everything is going towards be your own bank. Why should government control the share of money in your pocket after all your... So for the first time since the Medici revolution of banking in the mid-50s in Europe, mid-centuries in Europe, medieval times, what's happening now is that new laws are being written. That's why I wrote the book, so that people can see that you can become rich, super rich, yet be very, very careful. There's also all of us can crash because of this.
All right, thank you so much. Oga, time no really there. We go really got to bring you again so that you go talk more on top of all of these issues we concern fintech. But thank you, Oga David Adeoye, say you join us inside the studios. We don't get very interesting conversations with you. Before we go break, we just need to inform on say we go get live broadcast of of the commissioning of the airport road and the foundation laying ceremony of the VIP lounge for inside the Sultan Abubakar III International Airport for inside Sokoto. So we go need to join us for inside this broadcast. You go there live on GoTV as well as TVC News, and we go also there on top terrestrial as well. So if you go like catch that broadcast, you fit to join us right about now for on top TVC, GoTV, and terrestrial. We'll go small break. When we come back, we still get catered guests inside the studio, another one, and more hot topics. So no blink, we dey come.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.